I'm Amy Wilson, and I'm joined here in studio by the president of American Hat Company, 𝗬𝗏𝗏. And Keith, welcome. You join me now for a special announcement from Bosque Ranch. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, if you haven't been watching TV, you haven't seen Yellowstone or 1883 or heard the name Taylor Sheridan, I'm not sure where you've been, but do yourself a favor and watch that stuff. It's phenomenal. Taylor Sheridan of Yellowstone's been a huge hit, 1883. I just wish there was more of it. Lonesome Dove had been my favorite Western up until that point, and 1883 has taken that spot. I just wish there was a lot more. But we partnered with Taylor at his ranch. You know, he bought about 1,000 acres here at 𝗧𝘆𝗹𝘆, which is a cutting facility here in Weatherford, Texas. And it's got a world-class indoor arena, restaurant and a bar. Nick's Place overlooks the cutting arena. So his wife is Nicole, and so it's kind of her bar. And it's just set up really cool with 4/6 bar stools. You know, Taylor's got a hand in that as well. So anything that Taylor Sheridan touches these days seems to turn into gold. And so we're just thrilled to death that they called us and want us to be the official hat of Bosque Ranch, Bosque Productions. So they're getting ready to do their cowboy camp, is when they bring all the actors in from Yellowstone. And they actually spend quite a few days out there riding horses and making sure they've got them paired with the right horse. But going through a bunch of horsemanship stuff, so we've just sent them out a box of straw hats for all of the cast to wear during cowboy camp. And it's been great,
Well, I think it's awesome. So American Hat Company, now the official hat of Bosque Ranch. And Taylor Sheridan, of course, the owner, says, "I strive for authenticity." He goes on to say that you'll continue striving for excitement and growth in the performance horse industry. And all of that aligns so well with American Hat Company, doesn't it?
It does. He is a stickler to detail. He's all about detail. He's all about quality. And he's all about that authenticity factor. And, you know, if you're a Western person and you watch a Western, there have been times I've seen, you know, hats backwards or buckles on the wrong side, and Taylor pays attention to all of those tiny little details to make it very authentic. And so we appreciate that. We appreciate, obviously, that Taylor Sheridan chose American Hat Company is wearing our hat.
You mentioned Yellowstone and 1883. What has all of that done for your business?
Well, it's been a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is, I mean, we're booked. I mean, we're not taking any orders right now. We've got over 200 stores waiting to open as new accounts. We're focused on increasing our capacity at the factory. We could have put a second shift on, but we're concerned with losing the quality. So instead, we're taking the first shift and expanding that. So capacity is our big thing these days. We're not trying to do a whole bunch of other sponsorship things. I need to get my foot off the gas pedal and just increase that capacity so we can make more hats. I feel sorry for our mom and pop, what I call our mom and pop stores, that you can't get hats fast enough.
Yeah.
And they don't order a large enough quantity that they can, you know, stock that stuff and have it in inventory. And so we're, you know, working diligently to try to straighten that out so that everybody can get hats.
I know when I interviewed you about a year ago at the high school finals, you talked about what the Cowboy Channel had done for the Western way of life and Western sports, and your business was doing exceptional at that point. You just continue to keep going up. But what is it about society wanting to get back to their roots, you think?
You know, I don't know exactly. I think it's a mixture of a lot of things. I think we were talking a little bit before we got on the show here, and I've bought some property out in Bowie, Texas, you know, not Decatur, it's not Weatherford. It's Bowie, Texas. We're an hour and a half from everything, but that's where the factory's at. But I bought some property, and I just started getting letters in the mail from people from California and other places that, hey, we're interested in buying your property in Bowie, Texas. I believe that there's a certain segment of the population that wants to get out, get into a little rural community and be a part of that. I think that we're all striving to kind of get back to our roots. And what better roots is than the Western way of life?
Well, I know you've received great feedback from sponsoring the national anthem and the prayer at the beginning of the pro rodeos that we show right here on the Cowboy Channel. So you're appreciative of that, and I think that speaks a lot about the people who are watching the Cowboy Channel and rodeos. But any other comments about this new partnership and what everyone can expect from Bosque Ranch?
Well, obviously Taylor Sheridan is a genius when it comes to writing and producing and putting films together. He's got 6 other projects that are coming out. I can't wait to see what some of those are. But he's just, the writing on 1883 was like poetry.
Yeah.
It was almost poetry. It could be, you know, something you would have in a coffee table book, and I can hear 𝗬𝗀 doing the voiceover now, you know, and I told him when I saw him, I go, oh my gosh, and if you haven't seen the ending, you know, turn the TV down right now, but I said, man, you made me cry like a 4-year-old that wet my pants on the playground. I said, I've got 2 daughters, and so that final scene with Tim McGraw and 𝗬𝗀 there at the base of the tree just killed me, and then it also killed me from the mother's perspective. The mother had to let her go. But it also tells you, another thing is that, you know, in Yellowstone, there's people that want to demonize the Duttons because they've got all this land and, you know, and like, is it ill-gotten land? Well, it shows that they sacrificed a whole lot to come and stake out that land, and that even his great-grandfather worked with the Indians and said, you guys can hunt here in paradise all you want. And so I like that, tying that whole thing back together. They're not an evil empire,
Yeah.
you know. Their family sacrificed a bunch to get that property.
Yeah, that's very well said.
Yeah.
Well, Keith, we always appreciate you in studio and what you do for the Western industry. This is 𝗬𝗏𝗵𝗲𝗏, the president of American Hats, a new partnership with Bosque Ranch that's owned by Taylor Sheridan, and it is the official filming location for Yellowstone 1883 and more, also a premier equine facility in North Texas. So exciting stuff for the Western industry. When we come back on Western Sports Roundup, we will have highlights from Rodeo Austin, the playoff